Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you.
Well, this is, I guess this is the last slot, yeah, so it's going to be tough, but I guess I'm standing between you and your dinner right now. So hopefully I can keep you awake after a whole long day, yeah? Okay, we're going to share with you quickly in terms of smart mobility, basically what we're doing in that space. In fact, after listening to DK just now, I think we probably need to talk more. There's a lot of synergies that are required as to what we've been working on. Okay, so let me kick-start off by why smart mobility. In fact, right now, as we speak, every minute as we speak right now, there's one accident happening on roads of Malaysia right now. Okay, and every 1 hour or so, we're gonna lose a life on the road of Malaysia right now. So in fact, since we started since 9 o'clock this morning, it's 5 o'clock right now, we have lost about 9 lives on the road of Malaysia. So it's serious stuff. Yeah, I think a lot of times we may not realize it, but that's what's happening right now. On top of that, in 2016, we have more than 500,000 accidents happening in 1 year. More than 500,000 accidents happening on the road of Malaysia. That's number one. Number two, the lives that we lost in 2016 alone is more than 7,000 people. Yeah. So there's a lot of heartbreaks for a lot of family on the roads of Malaysia just in 1 year. Yeah, more than 7,000. In addition to that, the cost of accidents in Malaysia, no matter what statistic you look at in terms of measuring it, is about 10 billion ringgit a year. That's enormous. And on top of that, the insurance cost due to the accidents is more than 5 billion ringgit a year. So all in all, it's alarming. 15 billion ringgit a year is on accidents which is happening on the road of Malaysia. So what's even more shocking is that of all these statistics and data, right, is actually 80% of accidents are actually caused by human errors. 80% of accidents are actually caused by human errors. And on top of that, because of urbanizations, more and more people are living further and further away from their workplace. So it takes more commute right now, more commuting time, longer distance, and that also increased the risk of accidents as well. That's why we are here talking about how do we take the mobility challenges that we have today to the next level by implementing smart mobility. In fact, what TK has shared as well, yeah, and in the space of what we're doing. So next, what is smart mobility with us, in fact, with G3, through our subsidiary A to Z. Yeah, I hope you have a time, just have a chance to actually look at some of the things that we're doing right now. Our definition for smart mobility is actually very simple. It's actually just getting from one place to another. Number one, safer. Number two, cleaner or greener. I think that's what Dr. Dennis is also sharing. Yeah, and number three is more efficient. Yeah, so to us, that's a simple definition of smart mobility: safer, cleaner or greener, and more efficient. Yeah. So how do we implement this, right? Talking about based on these visions. All right. So we're introducing a concept, ladies and gentlemen, which is called Malaysian Driver Score. You probably have not heard about this yet, but this is probably because this is one of the world first. If Malaysia, when we implement it, you'll be the first in the world. Yeah, so basically it's a nationwide driver scoring system, okay, which actually help to improve and reshaping the driver's behavior. I mean, we can continue to build better cars, better roads, better enforcement, better laws. If those has been working, we shouldn't have more and more accidents every year. Yeah, so something different has to be done. Yeah, besides technology part of it, it's actually reshaping the driving behavior, which is deep-rooted, and also how do we take exponential and transformative changes rather than incremental changes based on what we've done in the past. All right? So, and those are definitely based on technology that and today's thank you to SilTerra. We've been exposed to a lot of hardcore technologies which actually form the basis of smart mobility, from AI to connected car to big data. Well, we've been working closely with Myros. I think any Myros team members here? I think they were here this morning. Yeah. So basically, Myros is Malaysian Institute of Road Safety Research. Okay, we've been working with them closely in terms of formulating the model for Malaysian driver score. Yeah, because it takes a lot of, I guess, back and forth discussions in terms of what really needs to be in the Malaysian driver score. And we're happy to share that by collecting a real-time driver's behavior, and that real-time data set has been fed into different stakeholders, from the drivers themselves to the government agency, to insurance company, to even car OEMs, even to your roadside assistant. All this is a comprehensive data set that will form the Malaysian driver score, and that in turn will be shared with MDS, and that will be used to tabulate all the drivers' behavior across the country. And we're happy to share that for the last 2 years, been working really hard to actually put the whole smart mobility ecosystem together based on the MDS model. And from the sensors all the way to the network as well as to the application player. And I guess so one thing is due to, because of the awareness also for Industry 4.0, which has been relatively a lot more active right now. So it helped us to push the Malaysian driver score framework to the next level and enable us to actually take it to the country. And we are looking at ADAS, which has been spoken widely, OBD apps, like those are all part of a smart mobility ecosystem and also technologies to actually drive Malaysian driver score. And in fact, based on what has been done, yeah, we can see a dramatic difference in 9 months in terms of driver behavior. So if you look at it from the green, from here, the safe driver, when the smart mobility is implemented, safe driver ratio actually jumps up from 15% all the way to 60%, 4 times increase in 9 months. And the risky drivers ratio actually decreased from 30% to 3%, a 10 times decrease, 10-fold decrease. So you can see a dramatic difference in terms of a driving behavior using a smart mobility concept. And the other aspect that we've been doing is actually by providing connected ADAS for commercial vehicle, right? Which actually provide real-time data not only to the drivers but also to alerting the drivers in terms of the dangerous conditions when they are in, so that they can actually be preventive and proactive rather than corrective. Yeah, a lot of things that's happening today is actually instead of preventive and preemptive is actually corrective, and sometimes corrective in accidents is actually too late. Yeah, and we're happy to say that with this, actually you can see a whopping 80% decrease in terms of accidents as well by implementing connected form of ADAS. Yeah, so and we're happy to also to share that we're working with Intel. Yeah, one of the company Intel, which is actually producing one of the world-class ADAS, connected ADAS, and that has been very, very powerful in terms of helping us to actually introducing to the commercial fleet operators in the country right now. There's more than 1,000 trucks going around the country actually using the connected form of ADAS right now on the roads of Malaysia. Yeah, we're very happy to share that. So with that, let me just share it quickly. It's nothing as chunky as what TK showed just now, but this is actually on the road right now. So lane departure, yeah, warning, it will actually alert you, yeah. When you're actually drowsing or sleeping on the wheel, which happens a lot. And speed limit common, yeah. So it's right there. Yeah, this pedestrian crossing, yeah. Yeah. So it's very simple stuff, but it's effective. Yeah, I mean, definitely whatever TK showed just now is even more amazing and phenomenal. But this is what already happening and is actually implementing on the roads of Malaysia currently. Yeah. So with that, even with the OBD, the simple OBD that we have right now can actually is actually plug and play. You can actually just plug it into your passenger car within a few minutes. We can turn a non-connected car or an ordinary car into a smart connected car in a few minutes. Yeah, so by just plugging the OBD. And with that, so basically the data will be continuously sent to you in real time. And more importantly, is actually alert you in terms of the potential problem with your engines or with your car right now before breakdown happen. So it's preventive again compared to corrective. Yeah. So on top of that, it can be sent to a roadside assistance companies of your choice as well. If in case there's anything happen and you're not in a position to actually alert them, you'll be automatically alerted and life could be saved because of time. Yeah. So emergency cases. Okay, so as you can see, the MDS model, the Malaysian Driver Score again, model is very comprehensive in terms of the data framework and the data sets that we're collecting, from driving behavior, different sort of driving behavior, to driving profile, as well as the vehicle handling. There's so many data points and data sets that we're collecting, and at the same time, it's being fed on real-time basis to the whole MDS platform, and at the same time, will be calculated and will be shared across all drivers once it's implemented across the country. So we're happy to share that the model for MDS has been finalized, and it should be implemented across the country sometime this year. Okay, so the implementation model based on the in-vehicle telematics is a comprehensive, so it's inclusive as well. It's not only to the drivers, but all the stakeholders from the law enforcement agencies, to the insurance, also to the car OEMs, as well as to other stakeholders player that could be shared. And also, hopefully with this, we can start to make the roads of Malaysia safer, cleaner, as well as more efficient. So the benefits to drivers are plenty, yeah. So you can from a safer driving behavior due to the score, and also to insurance portability. One of the challenges that we have is actually insurance portability. So I came from telco space, we have a phone portability. Now with this, we can actually have insurance portability as well, right? Because in the past, there's no benchmark for you, right? When you move to another insurance company, you start all over again for 5 years. But with this, actually insurance portability become a reality. It's very easy, right? You have a score, just like financial score, credit report score for everyone. On top of that, for our governments, for government agency, industry partners, the benefits are all. We'll not go through one by one. But what is important is that I'd like to share a comprehensive report, which is from MIROS, the Malaysian Institute of Road Safety. There's actually 3 key points here. Number 1, the use of telematic devices has proven to change driver behavior to be better. So first phrase, basically to change driver behavior, yeah? Because that is hard, that's what many years we've been trying to do it to correct the driver behavior. Number 2, in order to effectively monitor driver behavior, a nationwide driver profiling system should be established. So the key phrase here is actually driver profiling. Yeah. So how do we do driver profiling on a real-time basis? And point number 3 is that by scoring drivers based on the real-time driving behavior, it can motivate the drivers to improve their driving behavior so that they can be the best among their peers. And the key phrase here is motivate the drivers. So this is what the objective of a Malaysian driver score system is all about, is to change behavior, is to monitor, and also to motivate. Yeah. So hopefully with this, we can ultimately make the roads of Malaysia safer, cleaner, as well as more efficient. So this is towards my end of my slide. I guess as Albert Einstein once said, right, insanity is to keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Right? We can continue to build better cars, we can continue to build better roads, we can continue to have more laws, we can continue to have more enforcement, but in the end, it's actually the driver itself, which is the biggest component of road safety, which is the biggest component of any mobility, right? And without smart mobility, there's no smart city as well, right? What good is a smart city when your road accidents happening every minute of the days? So with that, I would like to basically say that hopefully, together, we can actually kickstart Malaysian driver score to make Malaysia a better and safer road, not only for ourselves, but hopefully we give a gift of life to our next generations, yeah, so that our next generations, our sons and daughters, our granddaughters and sons can actually enjoy a safer road of Malaysia. On top of that, hopefully the next time when we see each other, one of the questions that we will be asking each other is actually, what's your driver score? So with that, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah.